Salutations everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rising Tide of Sins campaign created by myself based on the world of Faerûn created by Wizards of the Coast. I'm Jane and I'm running this game for my friends. We call ourselves Tale Wardens. I'm also a professional game master, and if you're interested in playing with me, you can find me through the link in the description. You can see there the games that I'm currently running, or you can request a custom game. And without any further delay, my friends, let's jump to the session. Hello and welcome back, Rising Tide of Sins. This is already the 22nd session. I'm now back in Finland, in my home country. So what happened last time? You continued fighting the altarist that turned out to be a powerful green hag. Even though she lost her concentration on the cloud kill spell, she managed to kill Eligos. Soon after that you killed her and gathered around your fallen companion. Well, all seemed lost. Fabio, our halfling paladin, pulled out a diamond and revealed his magical tattoo. With these two things, he casted Revivify on Eligos, and the wizard came back to life. You found some magic items from the hag and interrogated her with Speak with Dead spell. You discovered another location of an altar of Maglubiet. Also, Chardonnay, the leader of the druid circle, the unicorn, was able to tell you about another location of a nightmare beacon in the north on a small island. You managed to also restore the shrine of Chantea, and Fabio was bestowed with a task to stop Idira's mission. He had a vision that she would be in Mintarn, a pirate island. You began to rest and decided that you would go next to Skaug Island to meet Burgul, the leader of the hobgoblins there. Elowen had a vision from Titania during her trance about the next nightmare subjugation. You had just taken a long rest and you are waking up to a new day. Still on the island of unicorns and druids and their never-ending party. I've already imported your characters. And for waking up on this island, you all will also be granted 5 temporary hit points for it's sort of like the island itself seems to be bolstering your resilience. Today morning, Randall is sort of silent and not so participating. But you guys, you are waking up and you see some of the unicorns moving around the woods, and you can hear the music bumping a little bit further away in the woods. It's morning. What would you like to do? Well, let me ask like this. I know it's been a couple weeks. We've been on a break, and it can be a little bit difficult to get back on track. So let me ask you this: is Skaug Island the next big thing here, or are you planning on doing something else before that?
I think the plan was to... Let me check at the calendar. So it's still like 3 whole days. 3 whole days, if I understand correctly, till the meeting was supposed to take place. But at the same time, we did want to get there, or at least try to get there first.
Where did we invite the soldiers from Velen to meet us? Was it in front of Skaug or?
I think they were supposed to like stay
Yeah,
kind
but
of close.
Was it that they're gonna help us at Skaug?
Yeah. We were basically supposed to message them when we're nearing the place.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know everyone who this affects, but for me at least, my cloak of protection and all these things were again disabled. So at least
probably affects everyone.
Yeah.
I have to also put for Randall, but everyone else remembered. Yeah.
I have to do. Remember.
You go to the effects. The lightning icon at the character sheet, and there's the little tab that you need to enable the effect of passive effects.
What? Hold on.
You remember?
I'm still kind of...
Who doesn't remember how to do this?
Oh,
found it.
Have I?
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. I've never done that before.
Yeah, this is something that we discovered, that the cloak of protection, for some reason, every time the character is imported from D&D Beyond, it is disabled for some weird reason.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for me, for some reason, the barrier tattoo doesn't work. Because my armor class is supposed to be 15.
Yeah?
Now it's like... I think it's... Just a minute. Does it work? From barrier tattoo, I get armor class of 12 plus your dexterity modifier, so that should be 14. And then I have the cloak of protection, that should give me +1, so I should have 15, but even after enabling both of them, I only have like 14 armor class.
Right, so it should be one higher, so...
Yeah. And it was, I think, at least a couple of last sessions it was 15, but then again I'm using the mage armor from time to time, so it kind of muddles the water.
Muddled waters. Weird.
Yeah, because it doesn't like show the effect on the armor class either.
Yeah, weird. Trying to understand. Okay, if I disable the barrier tattoo, it lowers your AC. If I put it on.
Yeah.
Why does it give only 1? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird, because I think it somehow misunderstands it like a +1 when it's like supposed to be like 12 + 2. So it should give me, without cloak of protection, I should have like 14, and then with the cloak of protection, I think I should have 15. Yeah.
And when I go look at the tattoo, it is correctly how it calculates. It's 12 plus a like dex modifier. So there's nothing wrong with that. Alright, well, since I don't know the fix immediately, the fix is that you edit your character sheet and fill the AC now manually, and then again we will later deal with this. Not right now feeling like I want to start troubleshooting it with you guys, so don't want to take your time. My question is that if you guys don't feel like something else needs to be done before going to Skaug, we can sort of like fast forward there. You tell me all the preparations you want to take, when you want to arrive there, what are you going to message to the Velen troops, and we will go to the date when you want to arrive there, or whatever, the day of the meeting, for example. But if on the other hand you want to be going somewhere or dealing with something else before that, then of course let's take care of that before going to Skaug.
Well, does anyone feel like we wanting to stay at the island for a longer time? I think it was it? I think it was discussed that it's like, if the wind is normal and everything goes as planned, it's like less than 24 hours from here to Skaug, basically.
Yeah, the northern parts of Skaug are so close that it won't take you, I would say that, like half a day even to get there. I'll check with the speed of the ship. So you can do like 80 miles per 24 hours, and you would be I'd say less than around 50 miles from that place. So yeah, it's gonna be maybe a little bit more than 12 hours to get there, but
yeah, and it's morning now, so basically if we left right away, we'd already be there next night, if all goes as planned. So that's several days before the planned meeting. But then again, we don't want to leave it to too late of a period, because everything, like anything, can go wrong. So I'm up for anything, really. I'm fine staying here for a bit and maybe leaving tomorrow, but I'm also fine leaving today.
Well, I vote. I vote for the time skip thing. To just we like prepare and then leave like day before, so we are early.
Yeah, I think that maybe what do you guys think if we try to aim like 24 hours, that we arrive there 24 hours before the meeting, so like full day, because that would give us time to like scout. Yeah, I mean, hell, we don't know, they might be there already for all we know. We said that the meeting is gonna be then, they might be thinking that they want to be there early, so who knows, they might, they might try to be there earlier as well. That's impossible for us to know, really. So I think that at least 24 hours before the meeting we should be at Skaug, so that would mean that we would have to leave at the very latest 29th, so day after tomorrow.
That sounds good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So
And time
we leave.
skipping.
Yeah, time skipping, and we'll leave on the morning of 29th.
All right. Let's do that.
And now we are getting some like fast travel loading screen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some tips.
Yeah.
Ladies.
This reads in the bottom corner. Did you know
You
that
should
you
try
can?
to avoid standing in cloud kill.
All right. So leaving in the morning of 29th, very early, so that you will be arriving before the nightfall during the same day. You have now 2 days on this Druid Island. Is there any specific preparations that you would like to make during these couple days? Something that you want to craft, something, I don't know, like religious rites, spells that take 24 hours, I don't know, like anything that you want to try to achieve during these 2 days.
Maybe I could ask Elowen to help me find some, like we're at a island full of druids, so maybe I could ask Elowen to help me find some herbs, flowers, anything that I could brew potions from. Any type of potions, really, and use my time to try and cook something, since we aren't doing any shopping.
Yeah, I'll help him with that. Just collecting herbs.
Please close the door. Thank you. Sorry, Elowen, I did not listen. Say again.
I help Eligos to collect herbs and ask the druids for the best location. And
Okay, sure. Let's do that. So you guys are looking for herbs and other stuff for potion crafting. And how about Fabio and Rivet?
I'm probably just resting.
All right. Resting here is not the worst idea. Recuperating on this island can be very useful, and sort of like, especially for someone who is willing to connect with the nature and the deity of Chanter. It can grant you some vitality for the future, so it's a good idea as well, if nothing else. How about Rivet?
Yeah, and I think Rivet is just like looking what Fabio is going to do and try to do the same thing. Kind of like shadowing and imitating, trying to learn new things.
Sure, why not? And who could be better teacher but Fabio and such? I don't know what to call it. Such act. All right, we have Elowen and Eligos looking for herbs for potions, and you were saying that not a specific potion necessarily, but any.
Yeah, I think more I would say that more leaning on the like healing and defending, not poisons, basically. Anything that aids us would be preferable.
Very good. Well, you both can give me a nature check, and since you have 2 days here and the help of the locals, you can both do that with advantage.
Nice.
Nice. 17 and 13. Eligos, if you are spending your days here as a human being doing this, you technically for both days have also heroic inspiration if you want to still try to improve the nature
maybe I'll
score.
try it. Yeah, I'll use at least one of my heroic inspiration. Is it still like, do I do it still on advantage, or how does it work?
You just roll one more time a nature check.
Right. Like a straight roll, no
Yeah.
advantage.
Straight roll.
Well done. Well,
Slightly better.
bit better.
17 and 15. You're looking for the herbs in this semi-tropical, dense forest. You find many things that are quite interesting, but the thing is that you haven't encountered such plants and mushrooms before. It's a very peculiar fauna that you can find here, and probably that is also the reason why the wine from this island is so different from any other that you have tasted before. Regardless, the 2 days that you spend in this act of looking for the herbs, they are not wasted. You are able to find some herbs, and I'll say that if you are, for example, crafting healing potions, I need to remind myself also of potion brewing. Yeah, so you have the herbalism kit. You can craft potions of healing. I need you to make a check with the herbalism kit. And since you've found some materials together, I'll let you do that with advantage. You're still gonna have to spend some gold doing it because this process sort of uses it as a component. So for both days you can roll one herbalism kit check.
And both with advantage.
Yeah.
And is there, I'm asking before I roll, is there a possibility for something more exotic than healing potion, like potions that, I don't know, could be an aid, like a defensive aid to someone, or give something like, I don't know, I can't remember all the potions that D&D like officially has. Is there like something more interesting, like a
Yeah,
potion
sure.
of heroism or whatever the...
Yeah, I'll say that you can also go for a potion of heroism, for example. That's a good one. Let me see what other options you might want to
It
consider.
was a real potion. I was just recalling that I've heard a name like that once, but I actually have to check what it does.
A potion of heroism that you can do.
Temporary hit points, yeah, that's always good.
Potion of growth lets you grow for 10 minutes.
How is the healing potion situation for you guys? I'm pretty good with them. I didn't manage to drink any last time. I just fucking died, so.
Gave 1 to you, and I have 5 left, so.
Okay, so we have plenty. So I think that instead of any healing potions, I'm aiming for, let's say, potions of heroism, for example.
Very good.
And
yeah, that's a good one.
Do the roll. Where is it? Where is my tools? Inventory. Damn it, I can't remember anymore. Where I roll the herbalism kit.
It's under your skills.
Skills. Ah, there it is. Damn it. Thank you. So here's the first one.
Nice.
Nice.
Strong.
And here's the second.
All right. The first one succeeds so well that you manage to produce 2 quantities, like 2 portions of potion of, what was it again?
Heroism.
Heroism. And the second one works out so well that it's one potion of heroism. I need you to expend some gold here. The checks were so good as well that I'll say that, again, I don't have things written down, so don't use these values in the future. These are now for this island only. I'll say that for the amount of 250 gold pieces, you managed to produce these 3 potions. They're pretty strong potions because it practically gives you the bless and also some temporary hit points. So 250 gold pieces.
Move that. Alright, so since the bless is whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll d4 attack roll. Well, I mean, yeah, spellcasters do attack rolls. Well, I think LON at least uses it in the Eldritch Blast. So I'll give a potion of heroism to LON. I'll give 1 to Rivet, and I'll give 1 to... Well, I'm feeling magnanimous. I'm giving all of them away, so I'll give 1 to Fabio as well.
I have 1 potion of heroism.
Well, then
so
I'll keep the 1. So yeah, Rivet, LON, and myself can add the potion of heroism. Remember, everyone, that you have them. This is one of those things that I know that I'm gonna forget that I even bloody have.
I'm going to sell it.
No!
I'll buy it for 1,000 gold.
Don't do it.
Very
You
good.
might even want to use that on the next Skaug mission.
That done. That brings us. Yeah, you guys spent 2 days doing this and managed to produce the potions that can be very helpful in the future. While Fabio and Rivette are resting. Both of you can make a general wisdom check with advantage.
Wow.
All right. You guys rest for 2 days and try to connect with yourself, with the nature, and find inner peace and prepare yourselves for whatever is to come in the future. And technically, you guys are doing well. Like, you feel very much rested after these 2 days, and again, all of you are leaving the island with 5 temporary hit points under your belt. This will last a little bit longer than normally. Normally they don't last over the long rest, but this will last a little bit longer. Anyway, the morning of 29th, you guys say farewells to Chardonnay and the druids. They are coming from the rave to tell you goodbye and wish you good luck for your future journeys. Chardonnay, the magnificent unicorn, tells you that you are forever welcome back to their island. And because of your aid, the wine will flow and the party will never stop. You return back to Scarlet Vise, your ship, and start sailing towards Skaug. It is a long day on the ship, and especially the idea that you are about to reach Skaug next makes the day feel suspenseful. But if you have something that you want to do during these 12 hours that you spend on the ship traveling towards Skaug, you can describe that before we actually arrive there. Very good. I take it that we're pretty much ready. As the dusk is upon you after the day of sailing, you see the Skaug Island, the northern parts of it. They seem rocky. There isn't exactly a cliff, but it doesn't climb too high, but you can see that it's rocky shores. There's some sand and some trees, but this isn't as green island as the previous one was. You look around, and also your crew is scouting the horizon if there's anything to be seen. 2 of you can give me perception checks as well.
Not my strong suit. I'll pass.
I
Plus
can do
2.
it. I have +5.
Yeah, you shoot.
Oh,
Great.
Oh.
I don't see anything.
What about Fabio? Do you have good?
Perception.
Yep.
No, it's 0.
Okay, then I do it.
Oh no.
You guys are scanning the horizon, the ocean around you, also the shores of Skaug. You don't see anything around. There are no ships, there are no troops, there is nothing to be seen.
We are safe.
But this is just the north
All
side,
good.
right?
Sorry?
This is just the north side that we are basically seeing.
Yeah, the Skaug Island, the entire island is huge. It's about 50 miles from north to south, and perhaps like around 10 miles from west to east. But the meeting was set up to be in the very north end of the island.
So what do you guys think? Should we, since we have time, should we try to sail around the whole island?
Yeah. I think it would be a good idea.
We can do it from a distance that we see any ships, but
Mm,
I think shouldn't do it too close to the shoreline, but close enough to see if there's any. I mean, ships are hard to miss. They are huge after all, so I'll ask the first mate, if guessing he's around, that how long would it take for us to do the kind of a round trip around the entire island.
Well, Maluk, the green dragonborn, starts thinking. Well, it's about 50 miles down south to the southern point, and then on the south side it is a little bit more rocky and difficult to sail.
Can we do it from a distance where the rocks won't be a problem, but with some spyglassing we can at least see if there's any ships anchored?
Sure. I would say that we keep up a good pace. We'll be back on this side in 35 hours.
Not that long, dear. Huh. Well, I'm guessing that the soldiers from Velen, they're coming from south. And if they're waiting somewhere near the island, they're probably like somewhere around this side of the island, perhaps. So we could message them that we've arrived and ask them to maybe sail to the north side from where they are and ask them if they spot any ships along the way. Since we need to call them anyway and tell them that we're here, I think.
Mm.
I mean, 35 hours is a pretty long time. I don't think we should use it to go around the entire island, because then we'll lose the possibility maybe to kind of scout the shores and maybe do some preparations there, so...
Yeah. Good.
And then the other question is, what are we going to do with the ships? Like, they are like, of course they're expecting our ship to be here, but the ship that's carrying the soldiers, that's going to be a bit of a surprise for them. If there's 2 ships. So do we want them to just leave the soldiers with us on the shore and then sail away, let's say 10 miles from the island, so that they're close enough to us but far enough to not be spotted by the goblins when they arrive? Because maybe we want the soldiers to be a kind of a surprise, of course. So if there's 2 ships, they are immediately going to be aware that there's a lot more people than they're expecting.
Mm.
So the other ship should not be visible.
True.
So yeah, I'd just say that we message them and ask them to come to the northern side and keep an eye out if they spot anyone on the island from where they are coming from.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right.
So we ask Omri to do that.
The priest of Torm, Omri, he casts the spell of sending to contact the troops of Velen. And your estimation was correct. They were indeed coming from the north side of Irpong and approaching Skaug from southeast. And they're going to scale the eastern shores of Skaug as they approach the northern side of the island, making sure that, well, just taking a look if there's anyone. And you would also learn from them that they have about 200 men, fighters on these ships. That includes the ship crews. But yeah, they have a decent amount of forces with them, and they have pretty much left just like some guards to Velen, and making sure that they have enough manpower with them. Anything else you want to communicate with them?
Oh, I think that's the most important stuff said. As long as they meet us here, and then we can discuss our plan with them and have their ship sail a bit farther away.
Right on. That is, I'd say that can be concluded in one sending spell, and that will, he will need 50 gold pieces in material components for the spell casting. You can decide how you want to pay that.
I can pay that.
Thank you, Rubet.
Very good. So they're going to be taking care of the scouting of the east side of the island. What are you guys doing? Are you landing or waiting on the ship, or what's happening? Again, it's dusk at this point. I'd say around like 6-7 o'clock in the evening.
6-7, you say?
Banned.
I accept that. I regretted it immediately
Janne
after saying.
didn't get that one.
Yeah, I realized that this must be some kind of a internet joke. So obviously I didn't get it.
It's a good thing that you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could anchor near the shoreline, close enough that we can get back to the ship quickly if needs be, but at least like settle in for a while. If it looks like there's nothing close by that would be a threat.
Yeah. And maybe in the morning do some scouting on the island.
Yeah. We'll anchor and wait for the other ship and wait for the morning, I would think that.
Fair enough. The night goes by. You rest peacefully, although you feel this anxiety of the future because you have no idea what's going to happen. You have not heard from the troops from Belen anything. You don't know if they have found someone, if they haven't found anyone, if they're still alive, what's going on. So it's a night of suspense, but in the morning you get a message from the troops from Velen that they are now coming north along the Skaug Island shores, and so far they have not seen anything suspicious. Same goes for you. The night has been peaceful and you guys are okay. This is your last full day before the day of the meeting. What would you like to do?
Is the Velen ship still like we're not seeing them yet?
No, they're still, we can say, around like less than 50 miles away from you, like maybe 30 miles, but still not yet there.
Well, I think we could do some scouting on the island. Then the other question is, we discussed the Velen ship, but it just occurred to me that, like, do we want to make the goblins think that they're here first? Like, so this question is basically like, do we want to surprise them, like, totally, and kind of attack them straight on when they come out? Or do we want to give them the kind of a, like, we were giving them the idea that we're parlaying, or at least having some kind of discussion, and then we're gonna just reveal our troops, and because we're of course going to come to blows with them, but the like manner of which we're gonna do that is another thing, because the idea is of course that then we're gonna have to send our own ship also farther away if we want to, like, not let them know that we're here already, basically.
Yeah. So the question is, do we want to talk with them or not?
Yeah, and I mean, we could talk with them even with the fact that we surprised them. Like, totally surprised them that we come out of nowhere in the island and when they already land here. But the question is, do we want our own ship to be here so that they know already that we're here? Or do we want to surprise them and let them think that they're here before us? The problem is, of course, that if they have a ship, then that ship can probably do something like combat-wise, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So do we want to keep our own ship close to us throughout the whole meeting and the fight? Or do we want our ship to be away from us also? And just us with the soldiers?
Yeah, basically, if the shit hits the fan and our ship is not like close by, then
Yeah.
I have this ship on my pocket, so we could like escape
Yeah,
from the lower waters that they can't follow us through the islands.
That's true. That would still leave the God knows how many soldiers behind. Good luck, guys.
But yeah,
War needs sacrifices.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that is always a backup plan. But I'm just like, I'm more worried about the idea that, because we don't have an exact location where the meet is gonna happen. I wouldn't want to have the meeting be next to their ship without us having a ship there as well, basically.
Yep.
Because I don't know how it works, but like, can they turn their cannons on us? Like 200 soldiers, or maybe not 200 soldiers, that was crew also, but like, let's say we have a 100 soldiers, that's not gonna help us if they're gonna like start shooting cannons at us when we're at the beach, So either we have to make sure that the meeting is gonna happen somewhere inland, farther from the beach, so that our ships, neither theirs or ours, don't have any, like, anything to do with our possible fight, or then we're gonna meet at the beach, and both of our ships are gonna be there, and whatever happens then.
Yeah, maybe meeting like in the middle of island, and during that meeting we steal that ship.
That's also an option. I think that we still have the stone that we can message them. So we can message them and say that we're at the middle of the island and the meeting is gonna be held here. Meet us there. And then the ships are not gonna like be an issue to us. And I think that we have, I don't know what kind of an island this is, but I would imagine that we have a better chance of making some kind of a ambush or something, like more inland, because this is just beach. We can't hide a lot of soldiers in here without them being immediately spotted. So maybe if there's like woods or something closer to the middle of the island, that would be a better place to meet the goblins and maybe even lay out some kind of an ambush.
Yeah. So what was the goal of this meeting for us?
I think the main goal is to kill the goblin leader.
So...
And then hopefully rescue the Velen lady, but I think that is a kind of a secondary objective, that if it succeeds,
like,
then good, but...
Nice to have goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
getting rid of the goblin leader would be like the main goal.
Should we, like, when they are coming to this island, just start shooting with our cannons on the ship on them? Of course, if the lady is there, that's bad idea. Yes.
Yeah,
Forget
we're-
that.
yeah, I think that's...
I was just processing out loud, so.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, that would be like ship-to-ship combat, and we would deal it with that way, but then let's just say that then we would forfeit the idea of saving her.
Yes. Yeah.
So are we in agreement that the meeting should happen somewhere farther in the island?
Yeah. I think so. Right?
So now the,
Or
so
Yes,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
could scout that and decide the place where
Exactly.
the meeting is going to held. So
yeah, and then message them, the goblins, and tell them that we want to meet them away from the beach. We don't want our ship to be involved in this. And don't want their ship to be involved in this either, so let's just say straight up what the reasoning is, and but that still leaves
Yep.
the question. That still leaves the question: do we leave our ship anchored here, or do we send it away?
we should keep it close by, but in that way that they are not like destroying it when they come to island.
Yeah, so we tell our ship not to be anchored, tell it to be close by,
Yeah,
just like the
And
villain
when-
ship.
and when we have decided that place for the meeting, maybe Nasty can be our, what's the word, emissary to show the place where we are waiting.
That's true. I mean,
He has the clothes for that job already.
yeah. And send a goblin to be our emissary is kind of a funny idea. I agree.
yep, that would be quite nice.
And are you already communicating to the troops from Belen when they should arrive? Or should they still keep off?
I think that my opinion is that they should arrive as soon as they can to the beach,
Very good.
so that we can discuss.
They could arrive already today before the evening.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that when we do the scouting and go farther in the island, I think that we should have the troops even with us already, so that we can already kind of strategize their placement.
Very good. As you guys are waiting for the troops from Belen and coming to the shore, sending your ship a little ways off, but still close enough, is the signal again going to be firebolts into the sky?
Yeah, I was just about to say that we tell them that the signal is as before, that if they see that kind of thing, then have Omri message us and we'll give further instructions.
Very good.
And also, they should message us, of course, if something happens that is worth of our knowing.
Absolutely. And are you ascending to the hobgoblins as well?
Well, do we want to do it now, or do we want to scout the inland first? Because I think that when we send the sending, we should have already a location in mind so that we can... Or do we just send them a sending that We'll be somewhere inland, and we'll have our emissary come get you when you arrive from the beach north side to the meeting spot. That's another option. Then we can just send nasty to, relay where we are, where we want the meeting to be held. Which one would you say?
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea to give some responsibility to Nasty.
Yeah, well then I can already contact the goblins and just tell them that we'll be meeting in the somewhere inland away from the beach so that we can keep our ships from interfering with our business. And that we'll have our emissary come get you when you arrive, and that you can contact us when you arrive at the beach, and we'll send our messenger. We can have our little meet.
Very good. Communicate this to the Hobgoblin leader, Burgul, the Blasphemous. And he replies to you, very well. He's ready to meet you inland, but he gives you a piece of information. Tells you that he's not coming alone. He's not expecting you to be alone. And if you do anything funny, not only Mela, Suavi, the leader of Velen, will die, but also Wendell Barrows will die.
Ooh! Who's that?
That was the Randall's friends.
Randall's side chick.
Well, damn. Oh no, anyways.
I guess Randall is not.
Yeah, well,
Randall is zoning out.
it's
He's
tragic
shocked.
that Randall has no opinion on this matter. So
Anyway, the message is sent, and you guys start doing some scouting first at the shores, making sure that there's nothing. The visibility here is so good that you can pretty soon find out that the north shores are free of anyone. There's absolutely no one except some seagulls that are flying around and living their normal life. And in the afternoon, I'd say that 3 ships from Velen arrive to the north side of Skaug, and they drop off their fighting men. Say that each of these 3 ships has a crew of 20 men. So that'll leave you about 140 fighters on land.
are they being led by, so we can speak with a single person? I'm guessing that they're being led by someone.
Yeah. The right-hand man of Mela Suavi comes to talk to you. Can't remember his name. Someone remember?
You're not talking about the butler, are you?
He was the right-hand man. I think he was Richard something. Let's see.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah, Richard was the.
Richard Hammer, yes. That was his name. So Richard Hammer approaches you with the guys as they are making their way to the shores of Skaug. He's dressed in a uniform and he's got a armor on. There's a expression of determination, but you also sense a little bit fear in him as he comes to you. Well, good to see you. What's the plan?
Good to see you too. We thank you for arriving with a proper force. It'll be needed. The plan for now is that the meeting is going to happen farther inland, and as far as we know, the goblins are not here yet. And we have already communicated to them that we'll be meeting them inland of this island so that our ships won't interfere with any fighting that may happen. And, well, they appear to have your leader there, and apparently the goblin leader has quite a fighting force himself. The size of it, which we don't know, but we are hoping to get some advantage by checking out the inland and deciding the place we're gonna meet, and maybe be able to lay some kind of an ambush if necessary.
So, we're not going to negotiate, it's going to be a bloodbath.
I don't think that negotiation is off the table, but I think that we all know what kind of people these goblins and hobgoblins are. So I think that we should at least be ready for the likely possibility that this won't end peacefully. But I'm not saying that we attack them outright. And I suppose you should know that, yes, they threatened to kill your leader if funny business, so to speak, happens, but that should come as no surprise. That is the reason why they have a hostage, to have some kind of a leverage.
So no jokes.
Yes.
Okay, well, you're saying that we are going to try to negotiate. Do you have anything to offer, Borgo?
He hasn't made any demands as of yet.
We have one hostage, right?
Who?
Nasty.
No.
Yeah, what a valuable hostage. I'm sure that he's willing to trade the the villain leader to a useless juvenile hobbit. Hobbit, I mean.
Hey.
Goblin.
Hey.
Sorry, I don't
Rude.
know. I hit my head. I took a bullet in it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, true.
But yes, he hasn't made any demands, so I mean, I'm sure that he has some. I mean, if he's going to leverage her, then there's obviously something he wants. Otherwise, he would be already willing to fight. Like, he'd expect this to be nothing but fighting. If he's expecting us to negotiate for her, then there's obviously something that he wants, but the problem is that we don't know what that is, and that is the purpose of this meeting. So yeah, I would say that we discuss and see where it goes, but be ready to a bloodbath, as you say.
Okay, let's say that the negotiation goes south. It's a dead end, and it will not lead to the freedom of Mela. This would mean that we would fight. And then they're going to kill Mela. Let's just hypothetically say that this happens. After that, what is our reason to continue the battle and sacrificing our fighters? We have already lost then everything that we came here for.
I would say that you have plenty of reasons if that would happen, hypothetically, as you say. First would, of course, be an honorable man like you would no doubt be willing to have vengeance and avenge your leader. And the second and more obvious reason, and the more pragmatic reason, would be to remove this threat once and for all. Your town, your city has already been ravaged twice, both by these pirates and these hobgoblins, and they are allied. And this is their leader. By removing it, we cut the head of the snake, and whoever leads your town after Mela, if such a tragic thing would happen, would be leading Velen in a much safer environment, because we would have removed the greatest threat to your city. I would say that is plenty of reason.
Agree. And what would it say about you? You let your leader be captured, and when things go south, you just give up and go back home, lick your wounds.
And wait for
pretty
the
easy to come. Yeah, it's pretty easy to come back and kill all of you. You just feel that you're pretty.
By doing that, you would show, not only you would destroy this threat, but you would show anyone who would dare to threaten Velen that these things do not go unanswered, that Velen will stand and fight and destroy anyone who threatens it. And I can assure you, from the short time that I met your leader, that she would want that exact thing. Velen is not Mela. That she's not the city, she's just the leader, and any leader worth anything would sacrifice her life to protect her city and people.
Sure.
Hypothetically.
I do not fear death. I'm willing to stand here and let tomorrow be my last day on this earth. But I'm looking behind me. These men, they all have families, they all have lives. I'm not sure if I can demand that same from them. I'm not a... This was not supposed to be my role. So...
It is now.
Exactly. It is the role that you have been given, and you have to rise up to the occasion. This is often the case in this world that we live in. And these men behind you, would they call themselves men if they weren't willing to protect their homes and their families? Because this is exactly that. They have, these goblins and hobgoblins have time and again threatened and attacked their families. I would imagine that most of these men are willing to fight to make sure that their families will not be threatened again by these goblins, even if it was to cost their lives.
Fabio and Eligos, you can both make a persuasion check, as you are convincing Richard Hammer that it is indeed worth fighting for Velen until death. Very nice. 20 and 19. Your words come true strong, and Richard is scratching the back of his head and looking at his boots, then sharply inhales. Fuck it. I can't take their lives or their deaths on my shoulders. We all have a limited amount of time on this earth. So perhaps tomorrow will be our last day in this life. If that's the case, then that's the case.
But we will do everything in our power to make sure that that is not the case. Man, we will do everything in our power that is possible to make sure that all of this remains hypothetical and Melee is saved.
Absolutely.
But of course, there is no guarantee of anything at the moment. We don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know if Melee is going to be with them in the meeting, if she's going to be left in the ship. None of this is known to us at the moment, and we have to plan accordingly to both scenarios. If we want to make sure that Melee is saved, then we have to plan for the possibility that she's with them, and how do we react, and for the possibility that they leave her imprisoned in the ship, and what would be the plan then? Because we have to improvise very much when this meeting begins.
Well, let's do some scouting first and see how this island works. Shall we do that?
I think that is a good idea. We were, of course, discussing the fact that, as you can see, our ship is already out of sight. I think it would be best for your 3 ships to be out of sight as well, but maybe have them find our ship so that all 4 ships can be at the same place, and we already have a call sign to our ship that if we send a signal, they know to contact us and follow our orders. So, for example, if we need all of our ships to come to the shore or anything, then we'll have a signal that signals all of these ships. So maybe have your ships go to our ship. Would that be acceptable?
That is a great idea. Let's do that.
I'll give him the coordinates or the where our ship went, so that they can find them.
After that, you guys start scouting the island with the remainder of the day. You have few hours before the sunset. So let's do a little bit differently this time, since you have an army with you. So you have a lot of manpower to scout around the island, and all of you can roll either a perception or survival check. Two 3s and 123. Don't yet see. Yeah, Elo and 13. Gotcha. With the help of the troops from Velen, you scout around the island, and I'd say that you can cover a few miles down south from the north peak of the island. So far, you haven't really found any signs of any living creatures except few animals perhaps, but doesn't seem like anyone's waiting for you on this island. The nature is untouched and seem to be alone. On the other hand, the terrain of the island gets more and more difficult the further you go down. Burgle must have chosen this place purposefully so that this is not an easy place to lead armies or to set up an ambush. It comes soon clear that it will be very difficult for both sides to fight on this island. The sun is starting to set, and Richard comes back to you and says, well, it looks like it will be impossible to set up an ambush that would give us a significant advantage if it all goes to shit. But at least the terrain will be equally difficult for our enemy as well.
Yes, and I suppose that gives us at least the immediate knowledge, or somewhat immediate knowledge of their strength as well, so it will be somewhat of an equal footing at the very least.
Indeed. Well, my men are going to start setting up camps, and we will start resting and waiting for tomorrow.
Yes, you should do that. And, well, I suppose we can, tomorrow, before the meeting starts, we can discuss where the troops will be placed. Even if we can't do ambush, we can at least be tactical about how we place our troops around the meeting area.
Absolutely. Well, rest well, and I'll see you tomorrow.
You as well. Guess we'll set up a camp here as well.
We are, as you guys are settling down to rest, we are time-wise roughly halfway of our session, so let's take a brief break here and we'll be back as soon as possible. Pick it up here. Alright, welcome back everyone. We're back from the break, and you guys are settling down to take a rest. You're building a camp in the northern parts of Skaug. All around you there are nearly, well, we can say more than 100 soldiers that are camping around you, setting up tents and tarps and hammocks and campfires, and you can smell the food, what they are cooking. There is no excited laughter, there is no stories being told. Everyone's on their edge. Very much anxious about whatever is going to happen tomorrow. And the same sort of applies to you guys as you sit down, setting up your own little camp. Randall especially, the old man, is very quiet after hearing that Wendell's, his friend's wife's life is also at stake. He very much told his friend Kendall that he would be looking for his wife and hopefully bringing her also back. Sit down, pour yourselves some drinks, and then you see someone approaching your camp. And see a familiar face. The gnome, Lola. She approaches your camp, and in contrast, she has her usual smile on her face, and she's a little bit looking almost too happy for the situation. But she's happy to see you.
Ah, guys, I've been looking for you all over. I came with the troops, you see. How are you? Everything all right?
Get dragged in. Well done for rallying the troops. But you have proven yourself.
You see, I
Did-
told you. I'm an adventurer.
Perhaps you are. Perhaps this mother meets the eye.
Yes, and come tomorrow, you can truly prove yourself.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. You see, I've been doing some practice with my magic, really trying to get it right so that I can maybe be more helpful to you, realizing that this could be now it, my chance to prove my worth to you guys. So, would it be okay for you if I was staying around, staying invisible, and if anything happens, then I can help you guys? But I won't do anything before you tell me to, okay?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea, perhaps. And if something were to happen to one of us, for example, you would help.
Absolutely, I can cast some spells to protect and to damage if you're about to fight. I also heard some of the soldiers were speculating that if Mela is on the goblin ship, then maybe I can teleport you guys there and we can try to save her. It's just an idea.
I'm gonna make an Arcana check if that's okay to try and figure out how she would do
Yeah,
that. Exactly.
yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm a bit interest. Damn it! I'll use my. Do I want to? Can I use inspiration in fights? Oh, is this evening for
Yeah,
sleep?
this is evening before sleep.
Okay. Well, then I use my inspiration to try again. It was horrible. Better.
23. Okay. Teleporting an entire crew like this, like your group, 5 people, not an easy task. it's something that, you know, only skilled spellcasters are normally able to do. You don't know what she's capable of doing, but you know that it's not an easy thing.
Well, I must ask, what spell would you use to do that exactly? Teleporting 5 people to the ship sounds quite difficult to accomplish from my knowledge, which is vast.
It's not easy, but I have to say, teleportation magic is pretty much, you know, it's my thing. That's what I'm able to do. That's what I'm skilled with.
Really?
Really? I promise you. Want me to show?
Well, since we are going to take a rest soon and you can recover your spells, I would certainly like to see you teleport the 5 of us, let's say, just to see how accurate you can be with your teleportation. Maybe you can teleport us to over there, let's say 200 meters to that direction, to a safe place over there.
Sure. I just have to be able to see the place, and she moves a little bit. It's getting a little bit dark, but with the moonlight, I can see that cliff over there. Would that be alright for you guys?
Sure. And let's hope that we don't teleport to another dimension or 500 feet to the air.
I do admit that the magic is sometimes a little bit tricky.
But for you to be able to see the place, you have to always see the place. How would that work then? We can't see the ship from here.
Not from here, yes. But from the shore, we can. Just saying.
So it would mean that we need to move to the shore and there you can teleport us to the ship.
That'd be right, yes.
Okay, well, still an option. So, do demonstrate.
Hold on to your hats.
And she extends her arms forward. And this whirlwind starts blowing immediately as she starts speaking the incantation. I'd say that Eligos, you have been around casters so much that this is not unusual thing for you to witness, and you can tell immediately that, okay, this is a teleportation spell, and within the next 6 seconds when she is casting the spell, the air around you starts crackling with electricity. These flashes of lightning connect you, and you feel your very essence sort of like tear apart. Eligos, why don't you roll a D100? All right. So first of all, after this very foreign and violent and scary sensation of your essence being torn apart, you reappear on that very cliff that she was pointing at, all of you there, and the air around you has sort of like this boom as you reappear there. And then after that you feel that the teleportation energy still clings on to you, and you realize that you are able to, just by looking at any place and deciding that I want to move 20 feet to that direction, you can just reappear there for the next minute.
Oh, cool. I'll spam that for a while. Going 20 feet to different directions.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So, what do you say?
My,
So,
my.
if we're at the shore and we can see their ship, I can take you there. You can do your thing. We can do our thing because I'm with you then, and then I can take you wherever you want after that. But it's up to you. I'm not pushing it. Just saying.
You are hired.
Exactly, and this gives me an idea that if Mela is with them, you are invisible, you can teleport her, right? By simply casting this. So if Mela is with them, you can teleport her to safety. Farther from here, get her to run, maybe go with her, get her out of the fight, something like that.
Yes, if we find her and we come to the to a place from where I can see where I want to go, I can take us there. But I can't send her. I have to go with whoever I am teleporting.
Right, but you can go with her and get her out of here if the goblins were to bring her with them, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, that is also an option then, because she will probably either be on the ship or she'll be here with the goblins. If they want to leverage her as a kind of a way that if we start a fight, they'll immediately execute her, then in a moment when that were to happen, you can immediately teleport her away from the battlefield and we can start a fight without having to worry about her getting her head chopped off at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. I'll take her to safety if I get the chance to do that. You can count on me.
I'm impressed, I admit. That is a nice spell to have, indeed. And how many times can you cast it in a day?
Like twice. After that, I'm pretty tired, Have to rest and oh.
Well, that's good to know. Twice. I'll keep that in mind. Well, I think you definitely are able to help us, that is clear. And we welcome the help, of course. And, well, we'll keep our options open. If Mela is not here, we can assume that she's on the ship and we'll have to improvise. And beyond that, I think it's a good idea for you to stay invisible and we'll call on you. Call your name and tell you what to do if a situation comes that we need you to do something during the battle. Get some of us out of here, farther away, or anything if an emergency happens. So you'll be standing by.
All right. Should we decide a code word so that I know that you want me to, I don't know, do something?
I don't even know if that's necessary. We can just call your name and say teleport now, or call your name and say get Rivet out of here, or something like that.
Could you say, ooh la 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 la, and then I know that you want me to do that?
Oui, exactly. Ooh la 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 la. That is very good.
No,
I suppose.
ooh la 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 la
Ooh.
la. That's how you say.
Ooh la 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 la. Well,
I can't
I have to
remember
say,
that.
remember, but I have to say that I am very impressed. It's quite.
Well, thank you guys. I'm really happy that I can help you in this thing. And you mind if I stay in your camp for the night?
Almost welcome.
She goes and sits
Of
down,
course.
pulls out a little bag of marshmallows and starts frying them over the campfire.
Marshmallows. That is very nice.
They're my favorite. This is all that a growing girl needs, you know?
Oui.
I think some doctors might disagree on you with that, but
No, I have to say, nah, nothing. I will not corrupt everyone with my drinking. Just kidding. Would you like to have some wine?
Oh, I would love that, yes. What kind of wine you have?
Well, let me look at my inventory. I have exactly what we need. My inventory says one shit wine. That is perfect. We'll open the one shit wine from my.
I would love to taste that.
She takes a glass and tastes your wine.
Yeah. Tastes kind of like shit, but I don't mind. It's been a while anyway since I've had any of this stuff. You know, as a forest gnome, we don't drink so much, really. Only once I came to Velen, that's when I started experimenting with substances. The cities, they really corrupt you.
well,
Eh,
they are known to do that.
That is true. So, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from the forest of Tether, so let's say like 100 miles from Velen, southeast.
You have some family there?
Oh yeah, we had a fairly large community. Yeah, I was with my parents, had a couple brothers, an uncle, and then of course like the whole colony of our people. And then I grew up, and you know, sometimes people they want to go and see other places, and as it happened, I had this what my people would call wild magic. So I decided that maybe I go to Velen, and I went there with my uncle, and we just came there to sort of like see what the city life would be, and yeah, I decided to stay after all. I wanted to become an adventurer, so it was an ideal place to meet people, but so far I haven't had any luck, scoring a group for myself, but this is the closest that I've ever come, so I'm really excited.
It's good to
Well,
have aspirations.
now you can say that you are an adventurer.
Really? This is it now? I'm an adventurer? Really?
Well,
Well,
save the day tomorrow and we'll make it official.
exactly.
Wow. So tomorrow might be my last day alive and also my greatest day alive.
Yes, that is the constant life of an adventurer. That is basically
Most
every day is like that.
exactly.
I wish my parents would know how well I've done. They would be so proud of me if they knew what I have achieved, what I'm about to do, you know.
I think they will know. The universe has a way to send messages. They can feel it.
And the bards will sing about tomorrow, so they will learn, I'm sure.
Exactly. That is
But
the
remember,
goal.
you have to stay frosty.
What does that mean?
You need to be ready for everything.
And keep
So
a
no more wine.
cool head.
Cool head. Keep that in mind. She sort of like leans back, putting her hands behind her head and starts gazing towards the stars. Anything else you guys want to do with the remainder of the day, or are we moving on?
No, I think I'll take a swig of the shit wine and start resting myself.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll empty the bottle.
Get a good feeling, even though the flavor isn't so good.
It gets the work done.
Exactly. How about Elowen and Rivet?
Yeah, nothing really. Just going to the sentry rest.
Yeah, same. I'll just start mentally preparing
Right
to
on.
rest it.
As you guys settle down to rest, the fact that there are so many people around you gives you a sense of comfort in a way. Realizing that you don't need to worry about tonight. I'm realizing something about the calendar, by the way. Technically, there's one day between the 1st of Myrtle. It's a annual celebration of green grass. This is how the calendar goes. So
what we're going to do. There's sort of like a time warp. This year there is 1 day less, and the green grass has been cancelled. so the annual spring celebration is skipped, and we go directly to the first day of Myrtle. I don't know how because their calendar doesn't have 31 days or so forth. It's like between the months there is annual celebrations that
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
even the calendar, yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, we're going to skip it this year. The planets have been moving in a weird way, so this year has 1 day less than normal. It is the first day of Myrtle, the melting. Spring is already pretty far at this point, and as you wake up in Skaug with Lola in your camp and all the soldiers around you, you feel that, right, today's the day. Again, the soldiers are pretty silent around you, but you feel the tension in the air. No one knows if they're going to be alive after this day. So, what's gonna happen?
So are we sending Nasty? I mean, we haven't any. He hasn't talked anything, but I assume that he's with us, since that was the plan. So, are we sending him to the beach?
Take him out of his cage.
Yeah, he's been chained to the tree the whole time.
Gotta move on. Get.
Yeah, I think, like, we don't know if they've arrived, but we can assume that they are at the beach or will be soon. So I guess we'll tell Nasty to head to the beach, and if they're there, lead them here. And if they're not there, wait for them, and when they arrive, lead them here. And then we'll start placing the troops and ourselves on the meeting site.
Gotcha. You are so far from the shore that you can't even see the water. Am I correct? I'm trying to also make sure that I understand your positioning correctly.
Yeah, I would assume that we're like some miles maybe to the inland. Some kilometers to the inland.
Very good, yeah. So, you can't see the water from where you are, but this gives you sort of like coverage. Let's say that if there's an armada, they could not bombard you with cannons. Lola is going to ask you that you want her to be invisible with Nasty, or are you sending the goblin by himself?
Well, I mean, yeah, that would be an idea. Like, she can do some scouting as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll send them both, and she's invisible, and yeah, good idea.
All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna go now. Take care of
And
our
when
little-
you
Yeah.
And when you come back, maybe come and whisper something to one of us. Fill up on the situation. If there's more than meets the eye.
Of course.
When you come back with the force, like how many ships do they have? What's the situation at the beach? Just whisper one of us the information that you have when you get back.
Right on. You can count on me.
Yeah, and I go to Nasty and like go straight in the suite and say like, you got this.
You got this. I love that.
Yeah, straight in his little tie and
Make Eddie proud.
yeah, fucking dad move.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see anything yet. I don't know why I activated the map already. I just sort of like started preparing things here. So we can have a better idea. All right. Let me see, let me make sure. Yeah, so. The goblin and the gnome, they both leave, and it obviously takes some time for them to reach the shores, as you are a couple miles away, and they start. Well, the troops around you, they start preparing for whatever there is to come, finding best possible places and making sure that they are ready. Also, Richard Hummer, he comes and checks with you and it's like, yeah, let's be ready for anything, and his guys are gonna be ready. And it's closer to the noon. Like, you have to wait for several hours before anything starts happening. And
Can't probably target myself yet since we don't cast a mage armor on myself.
right. I can drop you guys on the map also so that you can, if there's any potions, any, I don't know what, something you want to do, the mage armor, for instance.
I suggest you do the same, Elowen.
Can you import
What?
my character sheet to
Mage
I can
armor.
use the potion of heroism?
Yes.
It doesn't do anything for me.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Oh, poor you.
I think that it would be easier if I just added the potion of heroism.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
But I'm just gonna say before anyone drinks any potions that remember it has a hour cooldown. So I was about to say that if you're gonna drink a potion of heroism, for example, and I think some of us should, then should we do it at the moment that we can see them? Just in case that we'll be sitting here for 2 hours and waiting for them, and then you've drank the potion and
Yeah,
then it's gone. Like, you can chug it the moment that let's say that all of us who want to take the potion of heroism, let's take a ready action that whenever we see them approaching, we just take the potions. Then I think the hour is enough at that point.
yep.
Does someone else need me to drop the potion to their inventory now.
Yeah, I can take one as well. If I want to drink it.
Yeah, like I'm asking that do you have one so that I add
Ah,
it to your inventory?
No, I added it in the D&D Beyond, but I haven't added it in Foundry yet.
Okay, so I'll add it in Foundry to your inventory. I don't want to re-import your sheet
Yeah.
right now unless you change spells or something.
Elowen, do you want to drink the potion before the fight?
How long was it?
It's an hour, and it gives 10 temporary hit points and a bless, which gives you 1d4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Which
Sure.
potion?
Heroism.
Heroism.
It pumps up your AC.
No, it gives you plus 10, the temporary hit points.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll actually do that as well.
Do you have it in your inventory already? Because
Yeah.
all right.
But remember, don't drink it.
Already.
And do we
Don't drink it yet.
still have this 5 temp hit points? Or are those gone?
The 5 temp hit points are still there that you got from the island. So all of you have those. Okay.
Remember, add those.
Yes, I have those as well.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Five temporary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Some scouts are between you and your 2 friends who went to meet with Borgul at the shores. And they return. They signal everyone to be ready. They're coming back.
Well, I guess we can drink our potions.
Hello.
Cheers, everyone.
Why am I?
So I have only 10 temp now. Is it correct, or do we have 15?
Technically it's correct because temporary hit points don't stack, but
Okay.
I'll say that the blessing of the island, the party island, is so strong that it actually gives you they stack, so you can have 15 temporary hit points.
Okay. Yeah. Our DM has a good day today.
Yeah.
Feeling happy.
Hold on. Why didn't I get the tab hit points? Did I have a different heroism?
No, you should. Do you have 10 at the moment or nothing?
I can see the
Temporary hit points.
Yeah, temporary hit points. Did you get
5.
I can see the potion still in your inventory in Foundry. So
Yeah.
go ahead and use it, target yourself and click on the
I did.
potion of
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know if it... Oh, no, never
Oh,
mind.
now it works. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Like I did it twice, and the first one, the icon was different.
Yeah,
It
I was
looks
just about to say it, that the icon
Yeah.
was different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
Okay,
weird.
but now it works. Now it's the same. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Did we get the bless, or does it have to be?
I hope that it's added there, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, because it doesn't. I don't see it in my effects, at least.
Yeah. Well, that's sad because it would be amazing if it added it automatically. Since it doesn't seem to be the case, and we're going to have after this session weeks of break, no one will remember that 1d4, which is still very nice to have. I'm trying to think, should you add it to your own notes somewhere? Maybe I'll write it to my notes at the end of the session, who has the heroism and who doesn't. So then we can sort of like try to remember and add it. If
everyone
it's needed.
everyone has it but Randall.
All right, perfect. After 5 more minutes, or even less than that, you see a group of people approaching.
So it begins.
Yes.
Damn.
Tip, 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 tip.
Does Fabia want a box?
Ah, let them come.
Do we want to position ourselves? Is this the like final map?
Yeah, we can use this, and you can imagine that you have an army behind you with, you know, Richard Hammer and his more than 100 men.
Are they like on this side?
They are behind you on this side, and I can make the. Yeah. You hear very soon next to you Lola's voice. She's speaking, and also Nasty actually comes to you, and she says,
Yeah, so Borgo's there, and he's got an army with him, but stay frosty, huh?
Stay frosty.
Did you see the town leader?
No, she's not with them. At least, I couldn't see her.
How many ships?
I saw 5.
Oh dear.
soon enough, you see an army of hobgoblins approaching, marching. The ground, it feels like it's shaking beneath their footsteps. They are armed to the teeth. They have weapons, they have armor, they have everything that is needed for a little war, and they are organized. They walk in formations. Again, the terrain is not the easiest, so it makes their approach also more difficult, but as they are getting closer, they rearrange themselves in a way that Burgul is in the center and leading them. I'll drop a... What do we have here? Yeah, I'll drop one more token. The elf warrior veteran is Richard. Let's drop a few guard swarms there so that you don't feel completely alone. There you go. Burgul comes in front of you, and you see this hobgoblin warlord that is holding a shield and sort of like a flail, you know, a stick with a chain, and at the end of the chain there is this metal ball. He's got a plate armor on and these symbols of Maglubiet, the goblinoid god. He's a tall figure and menacing. Hobgoblins are more slender and delicate than orcs, for example, or Goliaths, some other races, but he is muscular and strong, you can tell. And he's got this aura around him that he doesn't fear anything. Then he raises his shield up, commanding his troops to stop. And in unison, the marching stops. And for a second, the air doesn't move. The tension, it could be cut with a knife. You can hear the men behind you breathing heavily. They're terrified. They're calculating the enemy troops and their own troops. The heads are spinning. Every man is praying now unto their god. Burgle looks at you guys for a moment, and then he goes, "So, is this the group of idiots who dared to contact me?"
General Burgle, you're shorter than I expected. Star Wars reference.
Yes.
Well, really. At the end of the day, I might just make you shorter. But I think that we're starting here with the wrong foot.
Well, indeed. I mean, calling us idiots. In the first sentence, that is downright, I would say, rude. So here we are.
I see you didn't come alone. Doesn't surprise me.
Well, we expected nothing less from you, so...
So,
I suppose a discussion is in order.
yeah, why not? I truly want to hear what you have to say. What was the
Well,
reason you contacted me in the first place?
Well, you've been a thorn on our side, and we've been a thorn on your side. I thought that it would be polite to make our acquaintance.
I don't deny that. In fact, you've made me very curious about yourselves.
Likewise, I suppose. You have caused a bit of a ruckus on these parts of the Sword Coast. Not that you're the only one, mind you. So many ruffians these days making ruckus around here. You simply being one of them, but you being the first one we get to meet face to face, at least gives us some kind of a chance to try and figure out what it is that you want exactly.
You've come all this way to ask me, what do I want? I thought that it was very clear for everyone what the drowned marauders want.
Well, not exactly. No. Or is your standing amongst the drowned marauders exactly clear to me? Are you simply some attack dog of that pagan woman?
Ha! Well, I guess you can say that.
Well, so I guess that it would be interesting to hear your motivations for that, since we're here discussing these things, and since we've already foiled so many of your operations around. Yet we've never really learned what it is exactly that you are trying to accomplish with this petty raiding.
The alliance with Idira is very useful for a man of God like myself. Maglubiet gets more worshippers through our alliance, which means more power to my people, and a direct way to Acheron, to our God, when my people meet their end by the blade, as it's supposed to be.
Well, I should think that you should be thanking us then. What with the amount of people that we have sent to Acheron then?
Oh yeah! I absolutely appreciate you bringing all these people here to kill us and to die by our blade, for this is our way. Thank you. And if this is all that you are offering to me, I'll take it happily.
Well, you are the one, after all, with some leverage here. I mean, you didn't drag that woman all the way here and threaten to kill her if we do something funny, only to come here and start rattling swords. What would be the point of that? I suppose that you had some demands or some deal that you wanted to cut, but if this is truly as low-browed as that, I suppose I was overestimating you. I simply thought that this was some, you had some aspirations. Maybe towards this pagan woman, maybe you wanted us to even help you somehow, but I do not understand the reasoning behind you.
Ruga! He's cursing in the goblin language. That's enough! I have to say, you look more stupid than you are. Indeed, I did not come here just to rattle swords, as you put it. Although I would very much enjoy that. But being as bold, to have the balls to pick up the stone and contact me and talk to me and bid me to meet you, I simply had to see it myself. And the matter of fact is, the drowned marauders are constantly recruiting new members. So if the good people of Velen so much desire to have their ancient leader back, don't see why they would, but if they do, maybe I could do that for them. If you guys agree to change the camp, so to say, change your banners. Come work for the drowned marauders. Come work for the winners.
And the end goal of that would be exactly what?
To sack Baldur's Gate. Take everything that belongs to us.
And all this in service to this Indira woman? I would have thought that you would have some higher aspirations. You serving what is she, a human? I would think that you would have asked us to help you maybe dispose her and get you in charge of this whole operation. Like I said, I hope that I didn't overestimate you. You don't seem to be a stupid man, and I would imagine that you're somewhat ambitious. I suppose I would have hoped from this meeting something a bit more than simply help you sack Baldur's Gate. Maybe help you get a position that befits more your station within this Maglubiot cult. I would say that it seems somewhat unseemly for you to be a follower of someone of a non-goblinoid standing.
And what exactly makes you think that I am a follower? They are following. They are worshipping our god.
Yes, but everyone that I've met so far has said that she's in charge and that you're, well, pardon me saying this, but I'm just simply quoting them, you're a lackey. Why do you think that we're meeting with you and not her? We thought that you are the lesser of the two. Otherwise we would have gathered more strength and gone straight to her, but we were given the impression that you're the lesser person, the more easier to defeat, easier to take care of. So we came first to you and thought that we need to, gather up some experience and symbolically level up to even have a chance defeating this Indira woman. And this is simply the impression given to you by your side. They are talking about you like you're the lackey. Like you're the lesser one.
Whereas you might have overestimated me, I think I have made the same mistake. I am not interested. I feel like you're taking me for some lesser mountain troll with no brain at all. It doesn't
Not at
insult me if Indira thinks that she's in charge and whatever. I don't care. The main thing is that Maglubiet gets his offerings. And we get gold, we get battle. I don't care who is the face or the name of all this. You can ask the people of Velen whose face and name they remember. Every place we've gone to, they are afraid of Burgul the Blasphemous and his ship, Heretic's Bane.
I didn't say that no one is afraid of. I simply stated that I would have imagined a man like you to have more ambition than simply raiding. I would have even imagined that you have some long-term plans of establishing a rule. And that doesn't come with being a follower of anyone.
So, let me get this straight. You are suggesting to me to go against my own allied. Is that the case?
That would have been one of my suggestions, yes.
Wow.
I'm not even promising. Let me be straight with you. I'm not even promising to you that we would help you beyond that. But since we are here and we are meeting you and not Indira, I am saying to you the exact same thing that I would imagine to say any of her followers. That we can be enemies and we can try and kill each other. Or we can try to work together, better our both of our positions, and then when everything's said and done, then we can get right back to try and killing each other. My point is simply that I imagined you to have some ambition to take the power of the drowned marauders to yourself and maybe even ask us to aid you in that. I can assure you right now that we're not going to aid you in sacking Baldur's Gate. I don't see that happening. I'm maybe speaking for myself, but I can imagine that my party here is not too thrilled about that. Wouldn't you say, folks? And I'm asking the rest of the guys.
Oh,
Aye,
No.
aye.
Exactly. Right, so that is exactly how I imagined it. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't perhaps aid each other in some other way. And then get right back to being enemies after that. Or we can fight it out. But, well, we both stand to lose a lot right here, right now, today.
What an interesting situation. You're disappointed with my lack of ambition. You have overestimated me. And both of these things apply to me as well. I have overestimated you and thought more about you. Both sides stand frustrated. I don't know if there's anything left to do but to kill each other.
Well, if that is how you feel. I still do not understand why to go through all this and bring the leverage that you have. If the only thing you were going to use it was to ask us to sack Baldur's Gate with you. I think that you could have imagined by now, with everything we've done, that that wouldn't be a very likely scenario. So I suppose I thought that you had some, like I said, I simply thought that you had a bit more complex plan in mind that you would want our help with, but
Our plans are not that complex, I suppose. We are pirates.
Yes, I suppose. Maybe it's just where I'm from. Cultural thing. I was expecting, well, something else. More political, I suppose. But you are pirates and you are hobgoblins, so I suppose that falls squarely on me.
And the way I see it, you have really nothing to offer.
Well, if you have nothing else to offer or ask us.
He's sort of like... He's thinking... if he could somehow get something out of this situation before, you know, once he takes that step towards the violence, he knows that there is no coming back from that. And he's like calculating the situation, analyzing you guys. Takes a lot of balls to come here and muster an army for this kind of situation.
I see he's kind of a hesitant, and I simply say that, as you can see, we're not making the first move. We know what we stand to lose here. We're not arrogant. I took a bullet in the head just a while back. Was in the brink of death. I am well too aware of a possibility of death in situations like these. And I'm sure that you are as well, and while I'd no doubt you wish to go to your god in a glorious combat, I would imagine that can always wait another day, another week. And more glory is to be gained while alive, and the more glory you gain now when alive, the more glory you get when you finally meet that glorious death. And we are not making the first attack here, since we know that both of us stand to lose a lot here.
So why exactly did you come here? If you had nothing to offer. Just to see me?
We have a lot to offer. Our capabilities to a lot of things. Not sacking Baldur's Gate, but a lot of different things. You've known exactly how capable we are. And I suppose that I was curious to meet you, take a measure of you. And I admit that you have the woman of Velen, and her people would like to have her back. And if we can get her back somehow, I am open, and I would imagine my friends here are all open to suggestions. Sacking Baldur's Gate is off the table. But if you have some other diplomatic solution to this situation, then we're all ears. And then we can discuss this like civilized folk.
Well, it all depends whether you would be willing to work for drowned marauders. Let's say that we would give you something else to do. But to attack Baldur's Gate. But is it a problem to be on our side?
I suppose it depends on my companions and what it exactly would entail. And I suppose it would depend on your end goal. Like I said, at any given point we can return being enemies after this, but it doesn't need to be right now, as far as I see. And my friends, any feelings you have can be voiced right now. Fabio, for example. I know that this might make you hesitate a bit.
I will not work with goblins. Nor anyone worshipping Maglubiat. My only job here is to kill those who serve Maglubiat.
Well, that would of course hamper our plans in this part. Rivet, what about you?
Yeah, fine by me.
Elowen.
I have an offer for them. They can abandon their false god and be eventually welcomed back to Feywild.
Oh, right. Are they fake creatures? I always forget these things.
That is very cute. And it's heartwarming that you know our history so well. It looks like your little group did not discuss this very well. You decided to come here to meet me, offering nothing, not even alliance. So you came here to die.
Oh, we more or less decided to improvise and hear what you have to say.
I think it's time for you to start improvising a prayer at this point, for I'm about to take your life.
Can I still at this point take some kind of a ready action?
Yeah, I assume that you are very much ready,
Yeah,
all of you.
I'm just gonna take a ready action that if fight is gonna happen, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself, get a better position. Is that possible?
Well, it would mean that you start, like, you have the magical energy already in your hands. That would mean that you start the casting of the spell. That could be interpreted as a, that you are ready to kick ass. So,
Right.
how it goes normally, we would roll initiative, and those who act fast, you know, that's how it goes. You need to concentrate on the spell if you're readying it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking here what I...
We're pretty much out of time
If
at this
you're-
point. Yeah, go ahead. If you have something to say, you can do
I don't know, maybe we can this scene. If your fate goes with Burgle, then I will find my own way. There is no point to fight today, but fight I must. Not today, another way, but I will not work with him.
Yes, I thought as much, and I'm not too thrilled about it either. Just grasping at straws here, really. And at the moment, I'm simply putting it out there, but we have a horrible, absolutely fucking terrible way of standing here huddled together like this. And I'm trying to play time that we could maybe move a little bit before any kind of fighting starts. Maybe I can start making a speech and walking around.
Yeah.
What's the word? Pontificating. I'm starting to pontificate and walk around like I'm making a speech and just moving away from the group.
We can pick it up here next time. We're out of time, and sort of like at this point it's starting to look like the negotiations aren't going much anywhere. We're in a stalemate situation, and Burgle is starting to lose his patience, and yeah, we'll pick it up here. We're going to take a little summer break here, so it's going to be weeks probably before we return to the table. But oh man, what a cliffhanger! It is the situation is explosive. It could go very badly for the Bumblebanes. This could be painful next session. Anyway, thank you guys for the session, and enjoy your summer, and we will be back sooner or later.